Hello guys, welcome to this section. We're going to talk about imagery in user interface design. We're going to also look at how to use imagery in our user interface designs. So imagery can be used as content, which is the most common use of imagery. It can also be used as navigation and also as mood to improve the look and feel of the user interface. Areas where you might see imagery as navigation are in maps or in let's say museums. So let's go into imagery as content. So imagery as content can mostly be seen as being in boxes. And also when it comes to images as content, they usually do show real life representation. For example, in e-commerce, for example, you can see the images of the various products that they have to offer. Let's say you walk into a real life shop or a real life boutique or a real life store. You're going to see selections of various wearable products like shoes or bags and be able to choose from them. So there's sort of like a replica going on between imagery on e-commerce websites or imagery as content and what you see in real life. So if we also look at Instagram, for example, we can see that they use the box model to contain their images, and this helps them scale the design across various responsive sizes. So Instagram can very well maintain this 3 grid going on. You can maintain it on the desktop, you can also maintain it on mobile or tablet or whatever. So the use of box helps contain image. You can take a box, whether it's square or rectangle, and fit an image in it without having to think too much about it. It also helps developers when they are implementing your designs. We can also look at imagery as content on websites such as Airbnb or other space booking websites. So imagery here is used to show you exactly what products they're offering, how their room looks, what kind of view they have, and by the right you can see the use of map as sort of a navigation here. So if a user comes on this page, they can either continue scrolling through the left and seeing the various rooms that are available in this area, or they can simply use the map and go to wherever they want to search for rooms. And that brings me to using imagery as navigation. Imagery can work as navigation system in areas like maps, or for instance Google Maps or Apple Maps, or even Google Street View and virtual tours. So when imagery works as navigation, usually users would have to have some sort of cognitive load on them, and depending on how the designer chooses to design their imagery, it would eventually affect which product the user eventually chooses. For example, some people prefer using the Apple Map over the Google Map, or the other way around. So let's talk about using imagery to create mood in our designs. So when we use imagery to create mood, it's usually because the product or service isn't essentially an image-based one, right? So their primary product or what they're selling to the users isn't the images. For example, Instagram sells images to the users, but when image is used as mood, that is usually not the case. So for example, let's look at Lyft. They have 2 hero pictures on their landing page. One shows a woman stepping out of a house, and the one below that shows a driver waving possibly at the woman. So this sort of creates a story, it sort of tells a story of ordering a ride and having your driver wait for you. The woman has a phone in her hand, of course, and probably as she's walking out the door, she's checking her phone, or she has the Lyft app open on her phone. So because of how images are, there almost will be some sort of feeling or mood attached to them, whether they are used as content or as navigation. So another good example is the Apple website. So when you go through the Apple website and you're looking at the products that they have on their website, it gives sort of this luxury mood, with the dark colors and the very crisp and quality pictures that they have. And so this is part of what they sell to their customers, and it's evident on their website as well. Whether you're going for the iPhone, whether you're looking at the website for the iPhone or the MacBook, the consistency in the mood that the images give is there. So whether you're using imagery as content or as navigation or as the mood of your user interface, you can't really isolate the mood from the imagery. It will always be one of the it will always be there one way or another. So when using imagery, it's important to think about the quality and aesthetics. It's also important to think about the message that you're trying to pass across with every image on your website, whether you're showing products or you're trying to create some sort of feeling or mood or reaction, or you're trying to excite the users or whoever is using your product too. So all these things go into the thought process when using image on your product.